Hello and welcome to Your Brand Expert Tips. Now today's tip is about looking at your website, because you may have had your website up there for some time now and haven't reviewed necessarily what's going on in there and what is not going on in there that might need to, now that things are changing so much on the internet, as we keep saying. Because the behaviours of the people using the Googles and the Facebooks and all the other social media channels to get to your website is changing all the time. And there are so many more people who are offering what you do and more websites going up that you've got to show some sort of innovation. And it might just be that your website has been up there for so long now that there may even be some broken links, web pages that don't exist anymore that you used to have there, or links have changed slightly to pages that do exist and no people can't get to them anymore. So it's really important to review your website, because it may become time to redesign your web design. Now, one of the key things that may start to highlight that things are not going quite right is that you might have started dropping down the rankings in the search engines. Now, the search engines, as we know, keep changing their criteria on what matters to get you the ranking that you deserve. So if your website is dropping out the rankings, you might be thinking, well, I'm still adding my content to the website, I'm still adding links of high quality from outside websites into mine, yet it's still not working. Well, one of the key factors that does make a difference to your ranking is the website itself. Links in your website. Google will follow these, and because they know that's not a great example of customer experience for the people that they're sending to your website, they'll start to drop you down the rankings. Equally, if the web page is slightly older, in the older days it was like had images that were slightly larger and the web page took longer to download, again, as far as Google's concerned, even though broadband's fast, it means that people's experience needs to be faster. Their patience is shorter and they want that information even more quickly and more accessible than before. Crazy, huh? But that's the state of affairs. So Google's now looking at your website to see how long it's downloading, how long it takes to download, and from that deciding whether that experience is going to be good for its customers. And there are other factors as well. So when you think about your website and your homepage, if it's really, really busy and they have too many decisions to make to take another step forward with you, then again, this is something that might be affecting how much of a bounce rate you have. In other words, how many people are coming to your website, landing on the homepage, and then not taking any further action. They're leaving at that point because they feel it's too busy, too many things they could do, and therefore they don't know where to start. Because in truth, whilst we live complex lives, we actually do like things delivered easily, accessibly, and in such a way that it's a process that's not going to take too long. So if your website is giving them too much of a process to think about what they've got to do, the tendency is they end up doing nothing because they get frustrated and go look for somebody else who's delivering something of a little bit more ease. So here's the top tip for this particular thing about redesigning your web design. Revisit your homepage. Look at all the links. Look at where there might be pages. Go to your blog post, because you might have referenced a page in blog posts which have now changed their address or no longer exist. Because those broken links are what Google's going to find. Then look at your homepage and find out, okay, well, as an overall homepage, am I giving them too much information? Is there a video that demonstrates the same point that I'm delivering in content as in a text format? Is there something I'm giving away straight away so they're getting value right from the outset? And are therefore people coming to the web page and engaging with it and following a process through with it? Because guess what? If Google has the tools with which to find out how many pages you have and how much time they're spending with them, do you think for a moment that perhaps Google is grading your website on the experience that other people are having and therefore open to the idea of giving that experience to others based on how good that experience is? Absolutely. Because all the analytical tools out there are getting much more complex, much more sophisticated, and they're using that information to make a decision on whether your website's visible enough and even viewable enough, certainly if it's accessible enough. So take a look at your website. Get someone else to take a look at your website and take a complete journey through the whole website and make sure that it fits in with a nice, easy, step-by-step process to get to the information that they want. Does it have a good offer that they can get involved with you without having to spend any money with you whatsoever right now? Is there something in the website that you can improve on, the language that you're using, to make that experience greater, to keep people on your website for longer? Well, that's your tip today about your website. Even if you've only had the website up for a month or two, or even up to a year, and you haven't looked at the analytics properly to find out what people are doing to follow that process through with your website, take a look now, because you might find some very big gaps that can be easily filled, sometimes just by improving the experience on the website you have, or maybe just taking what you have and putting it into a better environment that makes Google look at your website and find it as a better experience due to the content that's on there and the way that the website actually downloads as well. Oh, and just one more thing, a bit of a postscript to this video is videos. Does each page have a video? Do you know that the engagement and conversion of a website that has videos is far greater than that without? That's because people sometimes, if they're looking at your website on a mobile device, or they're looking at on a desktop where they have speakers or earphones, they're going to be sometimes wanting to watch a video because it's having to read, right? Well, that's what people do. So that's that last final tip. Check your website and see if it has enough videos. And the other great additional benefit of adding videos is that Google, if you stream those in from YouTube or other mainstream video hosting sites, will actually know that the experience your customers are going to have is even more engaging because of that. Because it knows through owning YouTube, especially Google, because it owns YouTube, it knows how many people watch videos now. And it also knows that even though it's not officially a search engine, it has way more than now half of the searches on the internet done through YouTube rather than Google. So if you have videos on YouTube and you have videos on your website, guess what? They're going to start thinking that's a better experience. So hopefully that helpful tip today has really made you think about taking some action. I'll be back with some more tips really, really soon. Bye for now.